30 yards down the road. And we would drive down to the next parking lot. And oh, time for a break. We just packed up after a whole day of skiing, had a drink, and then we're like, all right, get out, you know. We'd pee or whatever. And then we'd have our second Grand Marnier. And we would look at each other and go like, what's wrong with us? And it was just, we didn't want to leave the mountain. That's it. And that's when I think of Don. I just think there's a guy who doesn't want to leave the mountain. And I'm glad to have spent a lot of time, as many of you have, on a mountain with this guy. So, that's Don. And that brings me to Jen real quick. I thought I was going to had the pleasure of knowing Jen. Well, the funny thing about Jen, and I think probably most of you feel this, is she's someone we've known only 5 years, but I can't remember a time when Jen wasn't in our lives. I feel like I've known her forever. She's like a sister. And I think all of you feel like that. She's just a warm, generous, kind-hearted, free-spirited girl. She's beautiful. She's incredibly rich smart. I had the privilege of working with Jen, not just knowing her personally, and she taught me a lot about selflessness and teamwork and humility. And I was humbled to work with her, and she made me a better person. So love you, Jen, and congratulations. So with that real quick, I just want to talk about couples. I think a lot of my friends here, the people who've come into town, have been married for so many years, and there's so many great couples. And I personally think when I look at a great couple, or what makes a great marriage, I think it's that, you often think about relationships, what do people have in common? And I personally believe that what brings people together are people that have almost nothing in common. And I don't mean like interests, I just mean personality traits. Like they're just different people. And in this case, I think of Jen as the little bunny who finally tamed the big bear.
Yes, that's so true.
She did the Jedi mind trick.
Yeah. Bunny and bear.
These two, they're really different people. I mean, if you know me and you know my wife, I'd probably be like in jail or not even alive,
You are in jail.
And I can say that all of you guys.
Well, it was.
So I think that it may have taken a while, but I think Don finally found that. Hey, I think the Jerry Maguire quote is cheesy, but it's just so true. It's like you find that person that completes you, and I think you two have done that for one another, and it's beautiful to see.
Thank you. Thank
you. All right, now let's get on to some jokes. Okay, let's talk about, I don't know if you all know their history and their courtship, but these two...
Now you're going down.
Some people call it courtship, or as I like to refer to it, as a series of near-death experiences.
Bye-bye now.
They say the truth is stranger than fiction, and here comes the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Oh, no.
So, let's talk about date number one. How did Don and Jen meet? Well, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of us worked at this little ad agency together, and at one point in their career, Jen came into this family. I think she was cosmically guided into this little family. And, all the flashes.
They're trying to get my embarrassment.
Reminded me of the 70s. Their first date, it wasn't really a date, but Bernice, who married them today, has always been a little bit of a Cupid behind-the-scenes person who's responsible for a lot of people getting together.
Aww.
And she had been kind of angling, Don, I think you guys should something, And at an industry awards ceremony, a big night for our industry, it finally happens. There's a moment, they've been kind of guided to each other. I think she likes you, I think he likes you, that sort of thing. And somewhere at the right moment, a couple of drinks, these two, they hook up. They have their first kiss, right? And this is like, I've seen Titanic, but this is the penultimate kiss. And let me tell you why. This was a dizzying kiss. And by dizzying, I don't mean like in the romantic sense. I mean that like losing your conscience kind of kiss for Jen in particular. Because as it would happen, Jen sort of proceeded to fall down in the middle of the kiss. And the table standing between Jen's chin and the floor refused to move, which ended in a bit of a.
God, everybody knows this.
But everybody?
Well, not everybody.
Okay,
Now they do.
So Jen is now, and these two have finally decided we might like each other. Now she's on the floor bleeding to death. Almost. From the chin. So Don, on his first night with this new romantic connection, has to drive her immediately to the hospital. And so now he's really concerned about her. Anyone who's ever had a head wound knows, like it's like a Monty Python sketch with bunnies and blood.
Bunnies and blood.
So Jen is in the emergency. Dawn wants to see her, but as we all know, you have to be a family member to get into the hospital. So they don't want anything to do with him. And here's this girl with bloody, and they think he's beating her. So now he has to suffer the indignity of being accused as like this man killer. So the doctors won't let Don in to see Jen because they think he's trying to come in and get her to corroborate his story that he didn't hit her. But she loves this guy she's met. She wants him to come in. But anyway, so the first night, Don saved Jen's life. In the first night.
Yes.
Sorry to prove it.
Hero. First time.
Yeah, the first time. We're doing the series of like, are couples meant to be together, or is it necessary in order for one another to survive?
To survive.
So their second date, Jen's a little embarrassed about busting her chin up and bleeding all over the place. She's thinking, I still got a chance with this guy. So she invites him over, where they say, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So Jen invites Don over for dinner. And Jen's going to cook for Don. And so she cooks for Don.
Oh my God.
And she makes him some lovely hamburgers and whatnot. They have the table, candlelight. It's shaping up to be a wonderfully romantic evening. And then Jen proceeds to do the thing she does so well. And accidentally chokes on the hamburger that she's eating, that she's prepared for Don. So they're sitting there magic looking into each other's eyes. Also, Jen proceeds to like do a cat impersonation. She's dying again! Right in front of his eyes. So Don's like, shit, did you agree with Don? He just had a blue cheeseburger put in front of him. He's not moving. Don looks around the room, I'm imagining, to see if anybody else is going to save her. He looks at the dogs aren't saving, so Jen, I think I like this. So Don jumps up across the table like the man that he is, and grabs Jen from behind to do the Heimlich. As soon as he's got her in his clutches and trying to save her life, he realizes that Jen's dogs have now made a beeline for his burger on the table. So there was this moment in time where this marriage might not happen. Do I save Jen, or do I eat the burger? I would let her die. But not Don. So Don, so he's sitting there saving his life, and the dog's looking him in the eye. Eating his food, I got you, Mom. So that's the series. There's more. I mean, she's probably going to fall down later. But
no more. There's no more.
No, that's about it, baby.
There's no more stories.
There's no more stories. I swear.
Rescue number 2.
So that idea that two people are somehow put on this earth to help the other one out. Soulmate. I don't know if I believe in soulmates or what it is, but that connection people share. I think Don is here to watch over Jen as the guardian angel. And I think Jen was put here to keep Don from growling at the rest of us.
That's true.
So with that, sorry, that was a lot, but I would ask you to all please join me in toasting this wonderful couple on a very happy future together. I don't have a drink.
No, I'm going to go.
Cheers! Thank you.
Thank you so much.